Hi everyone, this is Carrie Parr with Pick Up the Pieces Tennessee. Today I'm going to be talking about another favorite topic of mine. Why do visuals matter? Why do visual aids matter? Why do picture cards matter? Why does it matter whether you have a visual representation of a schedule or what you're asking a child to do, or even what you're trying to get ideas across to a person with autism or a child with autism or somebody that has any sort of communication issues? Why? We call them visuals. Why do visual representations of language matter? And I'm going to tell you right now that I have 3 reasons why I think they matter. Number 1, they matter because when you are stressed or you are in a moment where you cannot find the words, picking a visual card or picking a picture or showing someone a picture of what you are thinking might be easier for you to do than to get the words out yourself. And if you have a communication disorder or a reason why you cannot verbally express yourself, having a picture, access to a picture, something to point to, something to help you remember what to say is going to matter. So a visual cue or a visual card for when someone is upset is very important, because that will help them express themselves as to what they need or what might be bothering them. It also helps you when you're trying to talk to someone who is upset, helps you communicate through all the dysregulation that's happening in that person's brain, helps the visual stimulation will get through versus any sort of auditory speaking that you're trying to do, because when you're upset and you're dysregulated, it's very hard to understand the language coming towards you. But a picture, the visual cue, will get through in that moment. The second reason I like visuals and picture cards is for it lessens the stress. I kind of just hit it on the brain. When the brain is trying to communicate, there's so many things happening. When you're either teaching a child to communicate, working with someone that has a communication deficit or disability, those two things are connected: the visual auditory part of the brain and the language part of the brain, the expressive language. But that visual part, the part of the brain that can understand the visual picture before they can speak it, is very important. And so it lessens the stress on the brain if you give them a visual, something to look at to help them express themselves. Whether it's a picture, it could be a hand-drawn picture on a Post-it note, it could be a real picture, it could be the computer pictures, the board maker, we used to call them board maker. Well, we do still use Boardmaker, but we use lots of other different software now to make those pictures. But a visual can help somebody get their point across and lessen the communication difficulty in that moment if they are stressed. So it lessens the stress on the brain of the person receiving the language if there's a visual, something to